Patreon member shout out. I had a dream, we were sipping whiskey neat, highest floor of the Bowery, that was high enough. Somewhere along the lines, we stopped seeing eye to eye. You were staying out all night, and I had enough. No, I don't wanna know where you been or where you going. Hey guys, how's it going? It is I, the real Randy Chavez, coming at you today with a Veve OMI update video. Utility as well. Guys, if you're new, welcome. If you're not, welcome back. I love you all. Everyone say hello to Dashi. Hello, Dashi. Commenting, liking, subscribing is a free way to help support the channel. Non-free ways are Patreon and smashing that thanks button down below. So OMI did have a pretty good day today. It was up over 4%, and we did outperform Bitcoin, and we did outperform the markets. Bitcoin was up on the day at 3%, not as much as OMI, and then the markets were up, but very, 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 very scarcely. S&P futures up 0.03%, Dow was up 0.04%, and the Nasdaq was up 0.11%. So again, OMI outperforming all. Very, very bullish on that. We did have a lot of announcements over the weekend. We've had everyone and their sister go and do reviews on the Al Khan interview, and by all means, go watch all of those. That was really great. Some other things that you might not have noticed is we have Valfree, who has about 900,000 followers over on the Instagram. That person is, she's a very, very good artist, very, very loved and coveted, and we have her, so very thankful to that. Also on those, I will go over the Scotty Young and all those one-of-ones, the new ones, in a little bit. I just wanted to make sure that one was gotten out first. New updates from Brock Blockchain saying, when I was little, I saved up for like 1.5 years to get an N64. I hustled my butt off to make money off odds and ends. Release day, I took off of school and was fourth in line. Only 2 games dropped with it, Mario 64 and Pilot Wings. Wearables will now be that for some kids alive now. I agree 100%. You never forget your first awesome video game. I remember, had an NES. Guy at buddy of the family happened to go and give me one with Mario. That was the original. Obviously, that's Paper Mario over there, but you never forget that there are people here that are 100% in it for the nostalgia, and they spend money. Rockin' Blockchain also says, shout out to the alpha in the Feesh Cord. Love how awesome the community is. Giving out extra info on the airdrop from Ron English Art for Veve Official makes it even more special, in my opinion. So look out for that. We have CNET Cars, which had gone and reported a Pixar-inspired Porsche 911 Sally special sells for $3.6 million, all going to charity. Again, people, this might have really been the fact that people tend to overspend when a lot of stuff goes to charity, but people love Pixar, people love Disney, they will spend. Dr. Profit goes and tweets, can't believe I scored this beauty art piece from Brian Viveros in the one-of-one auction. Looks amazing. Top Cat is beautiful. Looking forward to the physical. I can't wait for him to get that as well. And speaking of video games before, Go Collect goes and reports that the Minecraft Xbox 360 edition WADA 9.8A++ sealed Xbox Live trial, first production. Again, this is for Minecraft, got a 9.8. Sold for $24,000 on August 2nd through Heritage. Shout out to Comics and Crypto, who reported that over on the Facebook. Or on Brock Blockchain, who said, why I'm excited if the Marvel Red Metallic works how I hope. It's like Veve is introducing unusual effects to collectibles. That type of thing happened in Team Fortress 2, where everyone gets pretty much the same thing, except some people get unusuals, and people go crazy for them. Anyway, he says, grab the common gang, but have a chance at a red metallic variant. That would be huge, making very limited special versions dropping at random. I think that would be it as well. Imagine going and saying, hey, this drop is probably not going to sell out, but oh wait, the red metallic variant isn't claimed yet. I'm going to go and gamble. People are degenerates, like myself. They love the gamble. Moving on, we do have, it was the Todd father going and saying, we have all made mistakes, and he shows his little friend's gold that, those apes from Decon last year, where he had paid $8,000 for it, and now it is $799. So it is not just you guys, it is not just me, it is everyone that has bought it. Some bought at the top, and some are still hodling. He still has it. He still has that one edition, like I have my Lokis, like I'll never sell. I have pretty much everything. I have kept everything in this ecosystem. Over the weekend, we also had some girl Brittany go to the gala, the web gala over in New York City. I unfortunately couldn't go. I was at Fire Island. Said full Veve official display at the Web3 NYC gallery. Such a fun event. Even had the pleasure of meeting Venkatesh. He's the one that kind of semi-leaked, semi-joked about Pokemon. And again, I'll just say this one more time. There is no confirmation we have it. Now, a point towards it. If there's anyone that might know if we have it, it is somebody that owns 2.5% of the company. At that same time, he could have been joking. At that same time, until the company comes out and says we have it, I'm going to assume that we don't. I would much rather assume that we don't have it and then be pleasantly surprised as opposed to expecting it and then be severely disappointed when we don't. So again, that's just my thing on there. So there is a little bit of debate about the one of ones, how I won't shout this person out, I won't call him out, saying that not a fan of the one of one auctions, poor people will never get a chance to own one, do better. I mean, we do have every single item is mostly thousands, and I mean some even tens of thousands of editions, where you have a very good chance of getting that. If you go and you spend $7 on a comic, it's very possible that is worth hundreds or thousands or even tens of thousands of dollars, depending on the comic, depending on the edition. So I do think this app is for everyone, not just the poor. It does cater to the rich as well, and we need it to. We need those big whales coming in. You want those big whales coming in. You want those record sales. Even if, yes, the poor might not be able to get that, they can get everything else, and I'm okay with that. There's some things that I can't get. You think I was going to win that David Warhol? No. In other news, we do have about a month before Ethereum switches. Proof of stake, the switch is technically super challenging, but Ethereum will become deflationary. Also, this is the first step of a longer path, with the next step being data sharing, which will enable up to 100,000 transactions per second. Very, very bullish for them, and for us as well. Also in the macro, we have Jeremy Padawer saying there's a new world record of $12,600,000 for our 1952 Topps Mickey Mantle, graded SGC 9.5. There are 3 PSA 10s, and if one of them went on market today, would likely sell for 30 to 35 million. Last Mantle PSA 10 rookie sold for 275,000 in 2001. More than 100x return in 21 years. A lot of the people that follow me were in high school 20 years ago, and wouldn't that be great to spend something for 20 years, keep it, and then suddenly in 20 years, you're a multi-millionaire? I feel like that has to be something similar about that with OMI or some of these collectibles, dare I say. We do have CZ Binance saying Bitcoin first got to 20K 5 years ago, and Bitcoin is around 20,000 today. I think it went up a little bit, like I said, went up 3% today. But today's price does not erase all the development and adoption in the past 5 years. Price is just a reflection of mass psychology, not progress. Bitcoin will be here 5 years later at a different price. And let's actually zoom in a little bit instead of zooming out and going year to year. If we go, instead of saying 5 years ago, OMI didn't exist. But last year it did. Last year it was higher than it is now. It was, I think after they announced Marvel, it was it doubled in a day, like 0.004. And well, what had to happen with that? Did we have $200 million go into the token? No, it's just people didn't sell. People weren't selling, people were only buying, and again, it caused a squeeze. That's why it doubled. But a year and a half ago, let's wind the clocks back 18 months. We were at 0.0011. We were lower than we are now. Higher than we are now. At points last year, we were actually at 0.0085. If you think we are less than 75%, if you think we are 75% least deserving or less deserving of that price, you should probably sell. But I think that because now we have Marvel, and because we have Disney, because we have a whole bunch of other things that weren't announced at that time, OMI's probably a pretty good investment, not financial advice. Shout out to Viviversity for always doing updates over on the Instagram. K Collections does that as well. Shout out to them for going there. I'm not on Instagram too much, so I'm glad other people are. Jeremy Padawer does tweet, and this happens to be a decent amount of my subscribers. If you receive $10,000 student loan forgiveness, technically you have to report that cancellation of debt and pay taxes the year of cancellation. Tax geniuses, did the $10,000 forgiveness just escalate the tax payment of approximately $2,000 to $3,000 in federal tax plus state year? Yes, it did. In general, if you have cancellation of debt income because your debt is canceled, forgiven or discharged for less than the amount you must pay, the amount of canceled debt is taxable, and you must report the canceled debt to your tax return the year of cancellation occurs. I feel like this gets a lot of people. A lot of people, they go and they're first-time investors like, I made X amount of money, but they hadn't paid taxes on it yet. And come April of that next year, their accountants hand them a bill for thousands or tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of dollars, and they can't pay it because they spent it. So do not get caught with that, please. Okay, we have 3 one-of-ones that started today. There is the Scotty Young, which has been, that is the one-of-one. He does the Chibi ones. That is a Spider-Man. There is the Black Panther one, which is cool. And then there's the Miles Morales one as well. I think all of them are really good, but I think the Miles Morales one is a little bit special just because it has that co-creator. The co-creator one is the one that did it. So I think Miles Morales is probably a little bit more undervalued or underrated than, again, Spider-Man. Everyone loves Spider-Man. Black Panther, people have been pumped with that because, Black Panther 1, Black Panther 2, he's in Infinity War and Endgame, and Civil War. But Miles Morales has not entered the MCU yet. He's had a couple of different video games and a movie, but he hasn't been in the MCU yet. But he will. He has to. Secret Wars. Shout out to dgvet.eth saying, I feel better knowing Steamboat Willie is on the job. Next stop, Jamaica. Going and pretending that Steamboat Willie is piloting or captaining the ship. Thought that was pretty cool. Also, shout out to Fanny Carbonell for posting this over on her Facebook. And it happens to be I don't know if that's a mermicorno or a unicorn. I think it's a mermicorno. Looks like a mermaid. On their Facebook, so shout out to Fanny for that. I don't know why, but it seems every couple weeks or every month or so, we have people that go and think that the Todd was not the first Batman on the blockchain. But you have Matt over from BatCal saying, the first Batman NFTs were a collab between Veve and DC Direct. We love the Veve community and glad so many of you are joining nft.dcuniverse.com/ and then hashtag Veve. So again, you hear it right from the BatCal's mouth. And we also have some, again, I won't call this person out, saying Hero DC NFTs were minted in 2021. From what I heard, Dan, I think on an AMA, said Todd was minted on the blockchain in 2020. The Veve IMX migration was the end of 2021, so they were reminted to ETH. So I'm eagerly awaiting what the metadata says, and then he's calling the people in the thread a clown. But Puddin' Cheeks to the rescue goes and says, it will say October 2020. It's not a mystery or anything to debate about. This person goes on and says it's going to be a crap show when the metadata comes out. Definitely don't make big purchases right now. Just be ready. I don't know why you wouldn't make big purchases right now when things are down so much percent. Some are 50, 80, even 95% down. Seems like a pretty good time to buy, especially if they're grails like the Todd. You have somebody else saying, don't buy Todd, it's too risky. Everything else is good to go. Again, just because you have an account, it's like everyone on the internet has a voice. Usually the loudest person in the room typically isn't the smartest. I would say be very, very careful who you listen to. I would suggest listening to people that have proven systems of success. Again, not financial advice. I talked about the Web3 Gala before, and Paul Barron, who's at Paul Barron Network, says, if this is real, be ready. OMI Nation, the Veve play could be exploding. Check our upcoming Veve interview. So he was talking about the potential Pokemon leak, which again, no confirmation if it was or wasn't real, but they do apparently have a Veve interview. Again, he does have a couple 100,000 followers, so I thought that was really legit. Brockman Blockchain getting in on the Pokemon fun says, I wasn't ever really a Pokemon fan, but hearing everyone's excitement has me trying to pick out my favorites. I really like the Snorlax. And for those of you that are just listening, this is Totoro from My Neighbor Totoro, and that's clearly not a Pokemon. He's just trolling, and I love him for it. People are still spending lots and lots of money. We have Clever Jerk that has all the Vaders number 3, 2, 1 in that descending order, saying, stay vigilant. 3 months of searching paid off today. Got the 321 Vader. Good for him. And then we have Hello K retweeting the altcoin hub, saying MTGOX are reportedly releasing 140,000 Bitcoin tomorrow. And he tags Taps Trade saying, oof, this will be interesting. But again, this was over a day ago, and it's up 3.5% today. Puddin' Cheek says, kind of funny they used the same tactic to get people to fear sell in 2018. History doesn't repeat itself, but it often rhymes. There was a quote I put on Facebook 10 years ago today saying, quote, there is almost a sensual longing for communion with others who have a large vision. The immense fulfillment of the friendship between those engaged in furthering the evolution of consciousness has a quality impossible to describe. End quote. From Pierre Teilhard de Chardin. What I think this means, and why I decided to read it here now, is just because, like I've said many times before, I haven't felt this type of camaraderie in any type of community, except for maybe the military. Maybe Earth 2 a little bit, but this type of thing, if you are introverted or you really having a hard time finding your way, you're just in Reddit, on 4chan, and just people don't get you, they don't understand the degen moves or crypto, and don't have anyone to talk to, this is a really amazing community. Where I remember the first time I was working in an animal hospital, I was like, oh, I'm not the weird one that always wants to talk about animals. Everyone here always does. If you find yourself outside the norms of society, and then you come in here and suddenly you are normal and you are liked, and nobody is getting tired of talking about this, you're going to stay just for the community, not including all the amazing things we have. We got a post on Facebook saying people are getting ready for the Master Collector program. In total, there were 273,801 people on Veve that own at least 2 collectibles. Over the past 34 days, there have been more than 1,200 new wallets with at least 2 collectibles on Veve. That's an average of 35 new active users joining every single day. Keep in mind, this does not include people that own just 1 NFT. If those numbers were included, the figures would be even higher. But on top of that, the numbers of additional wallets that have at least 1,000 NFTs during this period has increased by 37. If you own more than 100 NFTs, that's put you in the top 5% of collectors on Veve. The number of wallets that have been between 100 and 500 collectibles has increased by 195 during this period. Congrats to anyone that has been focused on the MCP program and accumulating points that will determine your luck in future drops. The data below was compiled by Bravo Assassin on the Twitter. So shout out to Bravo Assassin, I think I follow them. And again, there hasn't been any change for whales that have over 5,000 collectibles. There remain 11 wallets during that. But there have been 11 people that have changed into that now have 2,000 to 5,000 collectibles. 26 people that have over 1,000 collectibles now. 103 people that are in my area that have between 500 and 999 collectibles. 135 new people that have between 250 and 500. 195 people between 100 and 249. No change to people that had between 50 and 99. There's been a negative change to people that have 10 and 50, but I think that's because it's going from there and they're moving upward. And again, 964 people that have between 2 and 9 collectibles. Very, very interesting. Meta reports that you can now post digital collectibles on Facebook and Instagram. Connect your digital wallet to either app and start sharing your NFTs today. Notice how they put digital collectibles. I think Wendy Stibalis did do this, and a couple of other people might have as well. So they have started advertising for Daredevil Born Again. I didn't think this was coming for 2 years, but it might come next year. Disney started advertising for that, and maybe we get more Daredevil collectibles over on the Veve app. In there, you can see Karen Page, you can see Claire, who's the night nurse. Karen Page is she played a big part in Civil War, not in the movies, but in the comics. You obviously have Daredevil, you have Kingpin back there as well. You even have the Punisher over there as well, John Berthal. So I'm really, really excited. It is very possible we get all of these people over on the Veve. And like I said, more people are spending. We have someone called Be Respectful over on Twitter, says it finally happened. Big shout out to blockchain _IO. Shout out to you, blockchain, for making it possible. Who bought a Bubbles? There's only 600 of them. This one was mint number 599. That is very, very scarce. Cartoon Network is going to explode when the masses come in. Like, explode. So again, Veve doing a little bit more marketing, I think, because Bitcoin News, which has about 2.6 million followers, pretty nice, had made a post and said Veve and Marvel detailed that the Spider-Man, Black Panther NFT drops called the Marvel Artworks Collection will be limited edition, one-of-one releases, #blockchain. Very nice. Anyway, guys, that's it for me. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Comments are good for the YouTube algorithm. Everybody, please check out @HeyDavidDown and @KingMavsForever over on Twitter. Standoff Chart, KingMavs over on the Veve app. Kobe Clarkson, OMI Player 1 over on the YouTube. WraithX.ETH domain name. Kyle Willson, Wendy Stibalis, Puddin' Cheeks, Veve Las Vegas, Tap Trades, Mars Davis, Legacy Bermuda, Sody Pop Media, Veve Darklink, Metal Lemon, and Veve Vibes, all on the YouTube. Nomad with Guitar, @WetWizard Veve, and Gary O @1234CA3, all on the Twitter, and Fanny Carbonell FR over on the TikTok. Everyone say bye-bye to Dashi. Bye-bye, Dashi. I love you guys. Goodbye. Meow, meow.